Hey guys, so today we are going to be practicing fraction division, but we're going to use the strategy of drawing a diagram to help us solve fraction division problems by writing a multiplication sentence. So that is our essential question for today. So if you want to follow along, I am on page 497. All right, so So our problem for today is that Erica makes 6 submarine sandwiches. So she just makes 6 sandwiches and cuts each sandwich into thirds. How many 1/3 size sandwich pieces does she have? So first we need to figure out what are we trying to find here in this problem. So what we're trying to find is the number of 1/3 size sandwich pieces. So I'm going to write the number of 1/3 size sandwich pieces. Almost spelled sandwich. Okay. And what information? Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so what information do I need to use? So I need to use the size of each piece of sandwich and the number of sandwiches that she cuts. So how will I use the information? So we are going to draw a diagram to organize this information from the problem. Then I can use the organized information to find the number of 1/3 size sandwich pieces Erica has cut from the 6 sandwiches. All right, so over here on the right, we're going to look at the solve the problem piece. So since Erica cut 6 sandwiches, my diagram needs to show 6 rectangles to represent the sandwiches. These rectangles are very similar to how this sandwich up here looks. I can divide each of the 6 rectangles into thirds, and that's what they have already done for you. So here's your 6 sandwiches, right here. Here's all your 6 sandwiches. So they have already divided each sandwich into thirds. And I'll just draw a line over it so you guys can see. So each of these sandwiches have been cut into thirds. So to find the total number of thirds in 6 rectangles, or these 6 sandwiches, you can multiply the number of thirds in each rectangle by the number of rectangles. So there are 3 thirds in each of these sandwiches. So we're going to multiply 6, because there's 6 sandwiches, times 3. And that will give us 18. If you didn't want to use multiplication, all you would have to do is go through and count how many 1/3 pieces you have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there are 18 1/3 in 6 sandwiches. It's really helpful to draw these diagrams so you get a mental picture of what's going on. And we'll go over some more. All right, on the next page, we are talking about pie. So Roberto is cutting 3 blueberry pies into halves to give to his neighbors. How many neighbors will get 1/2 of the pie? So we're trying to figure out how many halves are in 3 whole pies. So that's what we need to find. How many halves in 3 pies? What information do I need to use? You need to use what fraction he's cutting his pies into, which are halves, and how many pies he has. I'm just shortening these. So how I use the information? Well, we are going to do that over here with solving the problem. So what I'm going to do since we're talking about pies and not sandwiches, I'm going to draw 3 pies. So what he has done is he has halved his 3 pies. I'm going to have that one, and have that one. So what I need to know is how many halves are in these 3. So I can either use multiplication or repeated addition. So to use multiplication, what I'm going to do is I've got 1, 2 halves, and I've got 3 pies, which would give me 6. I can also just go through and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6 halves in these 3 pies. So the answer would be, so 6 neighbors will get half the pie. All right, let's look at one more on page 499. A chef has 5 blocks of butter. Each block weighs 1 pound. She cuts each block into 4s. How many 1/4 pound pieces of butter does the chef have? So it says first draw rectangles to represent the blocks of butter. So we've got 5 blocks of butter. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here's my 5 blocks of butter. She cuts them into 4s. So next we're going to go and 4th them. So that'll be 3 lines. That's how 1, 2, 3, 4. So now all of the butter has been cut into 4th pieces. So now I have to figure out how many 1/4 pound pieces of butter does the chef have. So I can either do this by going through and counting how many I have or multiplication. So first I'm going to do it with multiplication. So I'm going to count how many pieces are in 1 stick of butter, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, times how many pieces of whole butter I have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives me 20. Or I can go through and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 1/4 pieces of butter that the chef has. So we'll put 20 here. So this is what I want you guys to do for today's assignment. I want you to draw these pictures out. If it talks about pizza or pie, use circles to help you imagine what's going on. If it talks about sandwiches or butter or chocolate candy bars, use rectangles. Okay? Either use circles or rectangles. Don't try to use triangles. All right. So you're going to do page 501. There is room beside these problems to draw, and on Teacher Made, you can actually use the draw tool to draw them on the worksheet, or you can do it on a piece of notebook paper. All right, so let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you.